Hey folks, Maverick Indicators here. All right, happy Friday, happy Friday. We're coming into a weak zone right here. The Maverick zones, auto drawing, your support and resistance zones, and I'm starting to get red candles. All right, starting to get red candles. So my eyes and my ears are up, as well as we got a red background. I'll walk you through all this, but I'm just kind of walking you through why I'm thinking about getting into this trade. Got a red background. 5 traders are voting mostly bearish across the first 5 time frames. And we got a B set up to the downside on the Maverick radar, and your Maverick trender is starting to get pegged to the top here. And you got a downtrend label. So let's see here. I'm going to get into one tester here. Just one tester. It's a Friday. We're very cautious on Fridays. Okay. But it looks like we got some room to the downside. So let's, and if we break, just so you know my game plan, if we break this zone, I will probably add one more to my position and targeting the next zone. Okay. This is the Maverick zones. All right. I'm going to add one more. Let me walk you through this real quick, okay? I'm actually going to do a really tight stop loss. Really tight stop loss on this one because it's Friday and I don't want to blow an account on a Friday. All right, so why are we in this trade? Well, first things first, the Maverick AI Pro colors your candles to the data, not to price and direction. If you see bright green, it might just fly right off your screen. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. The Maverick AI Pro turns your and this is middle of the night action, but gosh, the Maverick AI Pro colors your candles to the data, not to price and direction. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. We're running a formula underneath the hood to understand the buying and the selling. So hot pink is your strongest down. I think about it like as if it's turning your charts into a heat map. And right here, you had absolutely pink candles and it just flew straight down. Bright green, of course, like we said, is your strongest upside data candle. So we've been coming up. And look how it's just the Maverick zones. You started at this zone, you got to this zone. You rejected down to the Maverick guide. Came back up. Rejected, back down to this zone, came back up, rejected, came back down. Now, there is a possibility we could come back up here, but the reason why I think no is because we're starting to get downside data candles. If I squinch this in, this entire run up, let me show you something. I hate how this is so far out. I'm sure I can adjust it, but let me show you something. In this entire run up, do you see any red candles? You see gray candles, which are indecision, okay? But you don't see any red candles. So now we're getting up here. We've tapped this zone right here, had a strong score up here, and look what's happening. Now we're turning over. You got a ton of down confidence arrows. Sorry, I'll zoom into this so you can actually see it. Hang on. Here we go. So we've been coming up. We hit this zone. We're coming off the zone, and we just started getting all these down confidence arrow, down confidence arrow, down confidence arrow. Now you got red candles. Now, am I expecting some friction right here? Absolutely. There's a reason the Maverick zones drew a zone right here. That's why I got my stop loss really tight. Okay, now I'm in 2 minis. So keep that in mind when you're seeing this. A lot of times we trade micros, but I'm grabbing 2 minis. Again, I'm on a funded account, so I can't, I don't want to blow a funded account on a Friday, of course. Okay, time 7:22 a.m. So it's still really early. Wall Street's sleeping. Okay. So now that you have a little bit of lay of the land, sorry, I'm a little all over the place. Haven't had my coffee yet. Red background, the bears are in control. Red candles, you're starting to get red candles. Red candles are your second strongest downside data candle. Over here, think of T1 through T5 as traders. And they all have a completely different style, and they're voting across 6 time frames. Every single tick, they're voting across 6 time frames. So if I put you in the room with 5 other traders who all have a completely different style, and they were all voting, whoops, let me erase my drawings here, and they were all voting bearish across the first 1, 2, 3, 4 time frames. Bearish. Do you think that would give you a little bit more confidence to go short? Okay. Now the rest of the world has a green candle here starting to come back up. Okay. But what do you have? You have a red candle, your second strongest downside data candle. So you know that there is rich data to the down. Oh, wow. Okay. Here we go. Let me move my stop loss to break even and let's see here. All right, we just broke right through that zone. See, a lot of times the data catches up with the candle. That's fascinating. Fascinating. Wow. All right. We still have a B set up to the downside on the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick Radar. Let me zoom in like this. Maverick Radar is going through your entire checklist to see what kind of setup do you have. Do you have no setup? Do you have a B setup, which means the setup's happening, or an A setup? Okay, sorry, I'm not a good drawer with my mouse. All right, so this is a zone-to-zone game. So we were here, and your next zone is going to want to be here. Now, this looks like a strong zone. Anything less than 90% is game for breaking. But you're seeing a really strong zone here. But what I want you to look at is right here. We're within the first minute of the new 5-minute turn. You guys know I sit on my hands the first minute and the last minute of a 5-minute turn. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave my stop loss at break even. And that was a big push down. So we might get taken out here. I don't care. Here's what a lot of traders do. Oh no, it'll probably come up, tap my stop loss and keep going down. So I'm going to move my stop loss up here. Well, then it comes up here, it tags it. Now you're down $200 or $300 or $400, and then it continues to the downside. Why would you give this up? Why not? This is futures. These aren't options. So why not leave your stop loss at break even? If it comes up and taps us out, fine. We're break even. We won that trade. We didn't lose any money, right? And then once we see signal that it's continuing down, we just jump right back in. But why give up money up here just so you don't have to get out of the trade? Just, it doesn't matter. Break even is winning a trade, okay? All right. Maverick Trender has been pegged this entire time. When this line is pegged to the top, it's showing massive strength and momentum. See this right here? Right here? This flat top, we call them. Look at what price did. Look at this flat top right here. Look what price did. See this flat top right here? Look at what price did. Okay? So that was a good push down. We'll probably get a healthy retracement. And then if we're going to continue to the downside, it'll continue after that. But we'll see. I don't mind going break even. Now, a lot of folks might go, why didn't you just close it out when you were up $500? I don't know. I'm in too minis. I'd like to do about 1,000 a day. That's all trading style, though. That's up to you. All right. Looks like we'll probably get stopped out. Beautiful. Okay. That was a break even trade. Now, again, in hindsight, should I have closed it out here when we were right up against this zone and taken the 500? Yeah, okay, that's fine. I don't care because there's always another trade. All right, so now I'm just going to wait for the next trade, okay? Super simple. But wasn't that so cool that we knew we were heading to the downside? We were heading to the downside. Everything was pointing to the downside. And what happens is sometimes price will move pretty slow, and then all of a sudden the data, and you'll be like, you'll have red or pink candles, and you'll be like, why isn't it going down, red or pink candles? And they'll just fly straight down because the data needs to, the candles need to catch up with the data is a one way to say it, okay? All right, so now we're getting an indecision candle right here, indecision candle. And so we'll just keep our eyes on the charts. It's Friday. We're very, very cautious on Fridays. It was a very long time I didn't trade on Fridays. And we'll just look for our next trade. We're break even, so we're winning for the day. Could we be at 500 bucks? Yeah, if you wanted to close that out, that's up to you. I'd like to do about 1,000. And I don't want to be trading all day on a Friday. That's why I'm up so early. I just like to get it out of the way. And that's the cool thing about trading. How many people do you know can do like $1,000 before 7:30? We didn't today. We just took break even. But even if I close out at 500, how many people do you know can wake up like a little earlier, make their money, and then go about their day? You know, that's the beautiful. We are blessed. What a time to be alive with trading, especially with prop firm trading, where you have no money on the line. I mean, what you pay $40 for an eval, and then once you pay an eval with some of the brokers, you got to pay like 150 bucks. Okay, well, that's better than losing $3,000 on a trade. It's just a great time to be alive. All right, so first trade was a break even, but we had all the signs to the downside and to the next zone. And gosh, folks, we came pretty darn close to hitting that zone right here that was already drawn by the Maverick zone. So we knew where price was going. We had all the confidence arrows. We had the data candles telling us down. All 5 traders were mostly bearish across the first 4 time frames, and we had a B set up to the downside, and your Maverick trender was pegging. So we stack probability. So right now we're just going to wait because we do not get into gray candles. We stay out of the gray, right? You guys know that. So we stay out of the gray. Gray candles means indecision or reversal. Okay, so we just stay out of that, and we want a clean trade. We want either bright green, or we want red or hot pink. We want these certain colors, right? Because if I get into a pink trade, I have high confidence we're going down, okay? Or vice versa with the bright green. If I see this, and then I'm like, oh, we're targeting the next zone, which it did, then it's like I have high confidence that, look at all these confidence arrows, okay? Maverick trender was pegged to the top the entire time. You had a green background, and I guarantee all 5 traders are pretty much bullish across 6 time frames. So this is clear vision. This is like, we call this stacking probability. Stacking. We're putting probability in our favor. Stacking probability. Okay, if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it swims like a duck, it's probably a duck. That's how we do this, all right? All right, so I'm going to keep my charts up, and we're just going to wait and look for the next trade. No big deal. We're break even on the first trade. We could have had a pretty good, considerable amount of profit quickly, but it's 7:30 a.m. Wall Street isn't open. You got to take those smaller moves. So in hindsight, all right, whatever. But we'll get it. And I'll leave my chart up, and we'll just keep watching our indicators and let them guide us. All right, so we got a little retracement here, indecision candles, gray candles, and now we got a really strong score up here. Price a lot of times likes to move away from the stronger score. We're getting back to getting red candles. We have 2 down confidence arrows here and here, and once again, all 5 traders are pretty bearish across 6 time frames. So we might give this guy another go and see if we can make it down to here. Okay, it's the zone to zone game. Came up, came almost to the zone, came up, came almost to the zone. Are we going to continue down? We shall see. We shall see. We got red candles, your second strongest downside data candle. We have another confidence arrow to the downside. All 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames. I'm actually going to add to my position here. We got a B set up to the downside on the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick radar. That's going through your entire checklist of everything we're looking for to take a trade. Ooh, we started to get an A+ set up to the downside. Did you see that? That was pretty cool. So market's figuring itself out between these two zones. What we do know, though, is we have down data. Starting to get a little bit of pink. Again, it's still early in the morning. All 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames. Woo! I love seeing that. Trader 1 through Trader 5, think of them as all with a completely different style. Sorry, I was adding to my position. Think of Trader 1 through Trader 5 as all with a completely different style, and they're voting across 6 time frames. Right now, they're all voting red. Red, red, red. So, interesting stuff here. Interesting stuff. Now, we might hit a little turbulence. Okay, where? Well, might hit a little turbulence in the next, because the first minute and the last minute of a 5-minute turn, you guys know I sit on my hands, and there's a lot of turbulence there. Could be. So it's what, 8:50, so from 7:59 to 7. Oh no, it'd be 8. Sorry, 8. I told you guys I haven't had my coffee yet. 7:59 to 8:01. What'll happen is, I believe that there's market manipulation here to throw off the retail trader on what they think the next candle will be like. And then here is, once all the retail traders are in the trade, those that got in, I think there's a lot of market makers looking to grab stop losses. Now, I don't know if that's true. Again, I say this all the time. I have no proof of this, but this is just what I've observed over the years. And that's why we have made the Maverick Atomic Clock, which will be in the toolkit that's coming out later this month. We made the time red on the 5-minute turn. So the first minute and the last minute of a 5-minute turn, we made red. Okay. All right. So we're starting to get hot pink candles. Love seeing that, but we are in that first minute of the new 5-minute turn. But hot pink, if you see pink, whoops, but I have my drawing tool on. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. But again, there's a lot of manipulation in the first minute and the last minute of a 5-minute turn. So we're gonna hold our judgment here, and starting to get a down confidence arrow, hot pink candles. But again, we gotta break this zone. This is a decent score, 88. Again, anything under 90 is game for breaking, but you know, being close to 90 is pretty strong too, right? But if this zone right here, sorry, let me clean this up. If this zone right here showed like a 95, I would not be taking a trade. I would not be taking a trade because it's a strong, very, very strong zone. Okay, so now it's 90, but again, we got to get out of this red zone. We got to get out of this red zone right here. Okay, price is below the Maverick guide. We like to go short when price is below the Maverick guide, but again, it's 8 in the morning. Let's see. Do we have any news? Let me see here. See if we have any news. Yeah, we do have some news coming up right here. Where's this? 8:30. So you have 8:30 news, average hourly earnings, non-farm payroll, unemployment rate, all coming out at 8:30. Woo! So we could be entering some chop here. Love the Maverick news. This is going to be in the new toolkit. Okay, and yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, let me hide that. All right, so we were up about $500 on this trade, and we let it come back to break even, which is okay. And now we're taking our next shot. We're up about 200 and 300 bucks. Could you close it out right now? Take your 300 bucks and go home? Sure, you totally could. Hot pink candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. All 5 traders are now bearish. They're all bearish across 6 time frames, which is wild. And you have an A+ setup on your Maverick Radar. The Maverick Radar, the ultimate trading assistant, is going through your entire checklist. And what it's going to do is it's going to grade each one of the things that we look for to get into a trade. Okay? Each one. And then you have your Maverick Trender. Your Maverick Trender has been pegged all the way since here. Maverick Trender has been pegged when this line is just flat. Call these flat tops. Okay? Flat top. See this flat top? Look what price did. It's a huge move for that time of the day. Okay? All right. So feels like we're just stuck in between the zone. But what gives me confidence is the colors of the candles. The Maverick AI Pro colors your candles to the data, not to price and direction. So it's kind of like having a heat map on your screen. Okay. Still have our A+ setup to the downside. All 5 traders are still voting bearish across 6 time frames. Zone score is weakening. Zone score is weakening. We're up about $375. Okay. Nice push. We are in the last minute of the 5-minute turn. So we'll see what we get here. Okay. When it comes to the first minute and the last minute of a 5-minute turn, it's like, what was Forrest Gump? Trading's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. It's kind of like that, especially the first and the last minute of the 5-minute turn. Bring my stop loss down to the Maverick Guide. Maverick Guide is like our line in the sand. Okay. Hot pink candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. Okay, but it is bright and early, and we have a tremendous amount of news in 25 minutes. 25 minutes from now, we got a tremendous amount of news. You guys saw it on the news indicator. It was like, whoa! You got like 3 biggies all happening at 8:30. So we might just get, you know, another stop break-even trade here. And, you know, and then have to hit it and then just wait for the news to pass. Because it might just, whoops. Because until the news hits, we might just stay in this thing. Now, this is a scalper's dream, right? This is a scalper's dream. You see red candles, you go short and you take your X amount of ticks. You see hot pink, you take your X amount of ticks. You see bright green, you take your X amount of ticks. You see bright green, you know, this is a scalper's dream, folks. Scalper's dream. If you're just looking for short little moves, I mean, you see this color, you know, this is middle of the night. Nobody's trading at 1 a.m. I guess some people are, not me. I'm snoozing. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. This is a huge move. I got my chart squinched, but this is a huge move. Okay. All right, so what do we got? A+ setup to the downside. All 5 traders bearish across 6 time frames. Hot pink candles. Coming up to a decently strong zone here, so it wouldn't surprise me if we hit some friction. Pretty strong zone. Again, the Maverick zones, auto draws, your support and resistance zones. And the Maverick zones will be out in the next about 10 or less days. For NinjaTrader, it is now out on TradingView. Auto draws your support and resistance zones and then gives you probability score when you approach these zones of the zone holding or breaking. And it's just a probability score, right? But it's nice to know where your real rock solid zones are. And then all our indicators outside of that work on NinjaTrader and TradingView, come in the Ultimate Edge bundle. So, and again, the Maverick Zones is out now on TradingView and will be out on for NinjaTrader in the next 10 days. I say that in the video and then I'll get like still 100 messages going, when's the Maverick Zones getting released on NinjaTrader? So I said it 10 times in the video, but anyway, that's okay. That's okay. I'm just pumped to be able to deliver these awesome tools to you guys. All right, cool. So again, this is before news. So could we again take our $400 here? We're up over 400. We're up over 500 here. Could we be up $900 right now? Yeah, that's hindsight though. Okay, that's hindsight, and I'm looking for a longer move. Many of you guys would have closed out here. Many of you guys would have closed out here. That's okay. You know, I'm not here to teach you how to trade. I'm just here to show you how the indicators work. Okay. It's gonna be boring. It's gonna be boring until 8:30 when all that news hits. What we do know though at the moment is we have tremendous downside data. All 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames, and we have an A+ setup to the downside. And that, folks, is why we're up $400. Okay, so could I hit the close, take my 400? Sure. But the point is like, you see how we're stacking probability? Stacking probability. Hot pink candles, your strongest downside data candle. All 5 traders voting bearish across 6 time frames. Maverick Radar going through your entire checklist and saying, hey, buddy, you got an A+ setup to the downside right here. Oh, and your Maverick Trender has not flinched. Your Maverick Trender has been pegged ever since this candle. And look at this move down. Look at the same thing here. Look, pegged at this candle, and then you lost it on this candle. Okay, started on what? This candle, came all the way up to, you lost it on this candle. I mean, that's crazy, right? Started on this candle, ended on this candle. Just look at like look at the, like, I can't rewrite history here. Where did it start? Here. And then you lost it here. Are these profitable moves or are these not profitable moves? These are profitable moves. These are profitable moves. You know, that's just one of the indicators. That's just one of the pieces of probability. Okay, and this is why we're up about $500. And look, started here. You're down here now. That is a profitable move. Up $500. Okay. I'm gonna add one more, and hopefully we can just continue down and the market won't say, hey, we're just waiting for the news. We're just waiting for the news, right? Oh, and you get this downtrend label. I guess I should have pointed that out. So this downtrend label right here. Sorry, I'm drawing over the Maverick atomic clock, but you've had this downtrend label the whole time. The whole time. Okay. If this trade takes like an hour, I'll just fast forward it on YouTube. A+ setup. Still meeting all our criteria on the checklist here. All 5 traders still voting bearish across 6 time frames. Okay. Still have your downtrend label. Maverick Trender still pegged to the top. Still pegged to the top. And we still have hot pink candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. Okay. I mean, look. From here, this is where you started to get your pink candles. So what's that? 75.66, and we're down to, okay, so it's about a $6 move. 24 ticks. 24 ticks times 12.50. It's $300 a contract. All right, let's go. Let's go. Started to get that confidence arrow. I want it to come back. I would love for that confidence arrow to come back. Okay, there it is. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Weak score now. Weak score. All 5 traders are still voting bearish across 6 time frames. We have an A+ setup to the downside. Again, Maverick Trender is not flinched. Okay, if we hit 1,000, I'm just going to close it out. But this is clear vision. This is stress-free trading, and this is clear vision. Red background the entire time, by the way. Okay. Clean up my chart so we can actually see this. Hot pink candle. Down confidence arrow. All A+ setup. All 5 traders voting bearish across 6 time frames. We're stacking probability in our favor. All right. There you go. There's our 1,000. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, cool. Well, first trade was break even for the day. Second trade, we did a little over 1,000. So there you go. Pretty good for a Friday. Pretty good for a Friday. And again, the entire time we had hot pink candles. All 5 traders were voting bearish. Are all red across 6 time frames. Instead of having 6 charts on your monitor, why not have 5 traders who all have a completely different style and they're casting their vote every single tick for you? You have an A+ setup the entire time. You knew you had a weak score here, so if this was like a 95, I'd be like, we're about to hit a brick wall, right? And look, your Maverick Trender has been pegged this entire time. The entire time, your Maverick Trender started pegging here, and now we're down here. Again, is that a profitable trade? It is. Okay, it is. It is. This Maverick Trender is the real deal. Comes in the Ultimate Edge bundle, and you've had a downtrend label the entire time. So this is what stress-free trading looks like. Okay, and again, it's a Friday. I'm on a funded account. Okay, like we got stakes in the game here. Okay, you can see over there. We don't promote any one prop firm. We are on a funded account. So anyway, listen, if you want edge in the market, if you want clear vision, just to reiterate, the Maverick Zones is out now on TradingView and will be available on NinjaTrader in the next like 10 days or so. And all our indicators work on NinjaTrader and TradingView outside of that in the Ultimate Edge bundle. Come check us out, all right? Not financial advice. Do your own research. Never any guarantees in any market, of course. But man, you just saw, we just did $1,000. Another day, another $1,000. Go back and watch our videos. And if you haven't checked out our video, if you are interested in prop firm trading, which I highly believe in, because, why put your own capital on risk? Why not pay for an eval and have very little on the table as far as risk-wise? But again, not financial advice. Do your own research. But I think it's a great time to be alive and be able to prop firm trade. If you haven't seen our video from last week, how to pass a $50,000 eval in one day. I mean, we did it in like 3 trades in the morning on a Friday, which again, I know tons of profitable traders that haven't traded on a Friday in years. And we did it pretty, it wasn't hard, right? But again, we know these indicators, this is a skill you got to practice. And look, we're getting friction right here on this zone. Of course, drawn by the Maverick Zones. Look, if you didn't have the Maverick Zones, you would have no idea it's even here. Price would have been coming down. You would have gone, okay, oh yeah, it's probably just going to keep going down. But we knew we had a zone right here, and pretty cool. But either way, we hit our goal before we even touched the zone. So, but pretty cool how you're just getting friction, and this zone has been here all along. Okay, so pretty awesome. So listen, if you want your chart to be like a heat map of the data, No, if you see bright green, it might just fly right off your screen, okay? If you see pink, this is a huge rundown. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. Pink is your strongest downside data candle. If you want to know who's in charge, you know, the bulls or the bears, get that red background. If you want to trade with 5 other traders across 6 time frames, these are algorithms, but think of them as traders. If you want the ultimate trading assistant grading your setup down here, and then, man, we saw the magic of the Maverick Trender over here with your downtrend label. Pretty cool stuff. So we would love, love, love to help you crush it. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research, but come check us out. All right. MaverickIndicators.com. That's MaverickIndicators.com.